What's good, horror? This is your boy Horror Gamer back with another video for you. And as you can tell by the title of this video, this is another Joe Bob recap. The last drive-in with Joe Bob recap. So I'm a little behind on these recaps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one out, and then in a couple days I'm going to put another one out kind of to catch up. So yeah, without further ado, before I get into this, just know, my recaps, they do contain, that's right, mild spoilers. I don't like to jump heavy into the spoilers, so I do mild spoilers with these. So, because these are on H0rr or AMC Plus, you can go there, watch Joe Bob, watch these if you haven't seen them when they happened. And then, yeah, so I do discuss mild spoilers. So, recap. Season 5, Episode 3 of Joe Bob. We had Don't Panic, and we had Tigers are Not Afraid, or something like that. Anyway, so Don't Panic it had a Freddy-esque feel to it, in the fact that it was like this demon that was killing people through this kid's dreams, and he was seeing it, and he was trying to stop it. And his fucking pajamas, bro. It was a 30-some-year-old dude trying to play a guy in high school wearing dinosaur pajamas. I mean, the only thing he was missing really was a bottle and a teddy bear at this point, you know what I mean? But the movie, all in all, was decent. Like I said, it really had a real Nightmare on Elm Street-esque type feel to it, in the fact that it was a lot of dream sequences and a lot of people dying, except for he wasn't dying. He was dreaming of people dying. He was seeing people dying, and as he was seeing it, it was happening. And all in all, it wasn't a bad movie. Definitely worth checking out with Joe Bob. By yourself, it's kind of a rough ordeal to get through, but with Joe Bob, it is definitely not a bad watch, because Joe Bob's commentary in between, you know how he does his commentary in between, really helps set it up and helps like break the monotony of the movie, because the movie's really not that good. Let's be honest. A lot of the movies that Joe Bob plays aren't that great. They're drive-in classics. Okay. They're the ones that people, minus, your Halloweens and stuff that he plays, for big events and shit, or season finales. Usually he plays off the wall kind of movies, you know what I mean, that really make no sense, but they're good in that sort of way. So definitely, if you're going to watch Don't Panic, watch it with Joe Bob. It's a lot better, trust me, because I've tried watching it without Joe Bob's commentary, and it was a tough one to get through. Even though it does have that Nightmare on Elm Street-esque feel to it, it's still a rough one to get through. So but definitely check out with Joe Bob. And then the second movie he played, man, that movie was, I don't want to say it sucked. It was its own thing. It was hard to get through. It was sad. Basically, this movie was about the cartel and these kids, and then the cartel throughout the movie is like killing these kids. And this girl, she sees like her teddy bear come to life, and it's just a weird fucking movie throughout. Like, she sees her mom as like a ghost, partial through, and it was a tough one to get through. And the fact that, for one, it was kind of boring, and for two, the topic of it was really rough. It was Spanish subtitled, but it was like legit, like really tough, because, okay, so backstory. Your boy Horror Gamer, he is half Mexican, okay? My mother's side of the family is from Mexico. We've my mother's side's out that way. And stuff with the cartel really hit my family personally hard. Very hard. I'm not going to get into the details, but I will say that the cartel affected my family in a very negative way. And to watch that on Joe Bob and see what they do, because I kind of know what they do, it's tough, you know what I'm saying? It's really tough. And You know, I don't want to give them any, you know, I'm done talking about them, you know, but I'm just saying, the seeing it in film is tough, you know, because that's what stuff they do, you know what I mean? They don't give a fuck about nobody. They just care about their, you know what I mean? You know, but it was tough seeing it, you know, knowing and, you know, living with the experiences that I've had, my family's had and had to endure is tough. You know what I mean? So, that and the movie was boring. I'm not gonna lie. I do feel bad for saying it, but the movie was kind of boring, and it was tough to get through in that aspect because I found myself a lot dozing off through it. With my boy, I watch it with a friend. We live in two different time zones, you know, and I feel bad because he's always, you know, pumped, ready to go, you know, but he lives in California, so for him, Joe Bob starts at 6 p.m. and Joe Bob starts at 9 for me. And by the time the second movie rolls around, it's like midnight my time, you know what I mean? And it's only like 8, 9 o'clock his time, but he's ready to, you know what I'm saying? He's ready to go. And I'm just like, especially if the movie's bad, you know what I mean? But all in all, I will say I would recap this episode of Joe Bob. It was, well, any episode of Joe Bob is straight up like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Joe Bob is king. I love his show. He's king of, you know, the watch parties. You know, he's fun. You know, he's fun. He makes a movie like the Tigers Aren't Afraid. He makes a movie like that fun in his commentary. Like, but during that movie, I was more looking forward to hearing what he had to say about it more than watching the actual movie. You know what I mean? So, but all in all, solid week, good movies-ish. More so, Joe Bob saved them in this one. But definitely check it out. The Last Drive-In, Episode 3, 2 okay movies made better by Joe Bob. So, all right, Horror Horde. I really hope you like this recap as much as I like making it for you. And don't forget, I love you guys. Thank you guys. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button. If you come along and you see your boy Horror Gamer with this fucked up face and throwing out these reviews, these gameplay videos, all that, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification button. That way you get notified when your boy Horror Gamer throws up an episode of Last Drive-In Recap, or Horror Gamer Reviews, or Horror Gamer Plays, or Stabbing in the Eye Meat, you know what I mean? Anything like that. So, all right, Horror Horde, with all that being said, I love you guys. Thank you guys. Until next time, this is your boy Horror Gamer saying, as always, don't fear the darkness. Embrace it.